is how we throw it back in the days, giving you some throwback songs. This is from the man Noble Nketia, one amazing song he did once upon a time, but we don't know where he is. Maybe you do. Well, he's around somehow, and hopefully someday, sometime, we're going to get him into the studio to have a conversation with him about what he's up to after his numerous hits he did for us back in the day. So this is a Throwback Thursday. Welcome to Healthy Morning from now to approximately 9:30, and it's going to be great as always. Have a lot to share with you. The show is interactive as well, so don't forget to join us on all the social media handles and send your thoughts and comments about everything else you're doing today. My name is William Diego Parkabe. I'm not doing this alone, but with a beautiful TV wife, Stephanie Ejojidemara. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you too?
I like the brush. Has some love and then some tail to it.
Yeah.
So like love tail.
I'm in love.
Oh, what's it called?
I'm in love.
You're in love?
Yeah.
Asimbiriba.
I'm in love.
Asimbiriba.
Your voice is back.
Asimbiriba. Asimbiriba. With this face, reminds me of when Elvis Ankara was at the platform once upon a time trying to introduce Bahama, and he was calling his name, mentioning his name like 21 times. John Mahama, John Mahama, John Mahama, John Mahama.
But what's wrong? What's wrong with me being in love?
Oh, but it's good to be in love.
So why the song? Why the acting?
Oh, me catch you be say Nijina bi awe.
Why?
Me So you are in love. I don't know about me, no. So maybe
let's talk.
Asimbiriba. Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just a song. It's a song, gospel song.
It's when you are buying who what like my mom.
Minia to say me. No order. No order. Me bonfire man. Say Nijina bi awe.
I said I'm in love.
Say be I no, it could be anything. That's why you're in love. You never said it before. I've been on set with you for the past 6 months. You never said you're in love before live TV. Hello, Miss Diana. What can I cry? Esia, a daughter, Esia, two.
You don't know who I'm in love with. You don't. You didn't allow me finish my statement.
Oh, please don't finish. I don't want you to finish. I like the phrase. I'm okay with the phrase. I'm okay with the phrase. I don't need statements. I don't need the paragraph. I don't know thesis.
You don't know who exactly I'm in love with. So why the acting?
Speaking about love, eh? Okay. You drop out there for now. We'll continue backstage. Speaking about love, Kofi Adoma, I don't know whether you've heard about him.
Yeah, I've heard about him.
Okay,
I
so
heard everything
he's been in the
him.
media, Kofi TV. He celebrated his birthday and some things happened in the studio. So his wife came in and the aftermath of it is trending on social media. For what reason now? Apparently, I don't know how true it is. He's yet to confirm the stories because some bloggers are putting out a lot of stories saying things, but he's been with this woman for the past 19 years. At the beginning, the parent were not interested by what he said. It was even the girl's father who was even supporting him, giving him links and all that. Though they are not interested in he being in a relationship with the lady, they got pregnant. So automatically they had to fast forward some things. Right. So there's some engagements or something like that, just to keep them together.
Okay.
Still, the parents were still not interested in the relationship per the story.
Okay.
So he decided to do his own thing. The lady was somewhere else and he came to Accra to hustle. So I had another person, some woman be. Then they gave birth. Another one. So Trey. Now the lady was still hanging around, even supporting, even giving him money to buy houses and rent houses and all those things.
Other woman.
And living with other women and people were and the feminists and the gender.
Why
activists.
you say feminists?
Oh, make some me say the gender activists, the feminists are all on him now. Since oh, there's a whole thread. Maybe I should show you the thread.
I have.
Okay.
I have, but
there's a whole thread. So there's a part of the feminists talking, there's a part of the gender activists talking, there's a part of the normal woman.
Is male colleagues also talking?
Exactly. Right. So everybody is saying their own kind of thing about how the whole thing. So somebody was like, "Hey, is that how cheap a woman could be, or do we all?" There's another one that says, "Do we have to allow women to go through such things before we tag them as good?"
As good women.
So everybody has their own versions about it, but the whole issue, from one part of the story, says that because of the disagreement from the parents, all that he was doing was just to push off this woman, and she won't go off. So intentionally, it was more like intentionally doing it just so that okay, but they still stuck with him, and it's been, and he actually wept on live live TV. Yeah,
yes, live.
It was on radio, but it was also on TV. So I saw the video yesterday on YouTube. He was actually weeping when the woman was standing by him, and he said this birthday they didn't want to make it hey, he want to low key sort of, but it's a man of God in there who came with the wife because they already talked about it at home. They prayed for him, and they are back into the studio again to do that. So he was quite emotional. He was crying about it, and among four are now being the judges of the whole situation. But me, I kept telling everybody, don't judge anybody. Whatever they went through, honestly, no cross, no. The woman stacking with him for the past 19 years. Honestly, no albatross. They signed the corner. So she's managed to deal with it, and now the guy has the skills are falling off his eyes, and now he's appreciating the woman more. Also, so bold there on by whatever it is, been a be falling in love, and he honestly so name the another be oh, me can't say me. I don't want you interrupting my thoughts. Okay, come on.
What is that?
Ebia na also love no. Ebia no so be kunu sa. No sama sorte. No to range, no to na chi na. America. Ebia. I'm just saying you hypothetically. I'm just saying, well, that's in common question. Since you've also chanced upon it, what's your thought about what has happened to Kofi and his wife?
Like, I think I'll agree with you, because when it comes to relationships, love, marriage, is obiane ne die.
Exactly.
Obiane ne die. It is. I don't know, but obiane ne die. You see, that she still wanted to be with him, and she felt like whatever he does, I'll still be around and support him. Because some people also have this perception that when the woman goes all out to do all of these for you, you rather end up being with just her, because you feel like she see me through my mess. So you get it.
Yeah.
As to if I'll do the same, I don't know. But I didn't say I would. I said I don't know.
Assembly. Many Bama.
I don't know, but it's amazing. It's a beautiful love story that I haven't seen anywhere. I haven't heard anywhere. So we wish them all the best. 19 years and still counting. We wish them all the best, so that I just hope that she doesn't regret what she did for him. Yeah.
Now the whole thrust of the conversation has turned into cheating husbands.
Yeah.
And yesterday I saw something very, very unfortunate. A friend of mine, a lady friend who used to be a journalist, and I was very disheartened about her post she put out. That she had some story about a man cheating on that woman, a couple. The man cheated on the woman, and the woman could do nothing but to poison the man and kill him. And she boldly says that
that's right.
And it's like intimating that they should continue cheating, and this is what will happen to them. It's like, and we are not like our mothers. That's the last part of the thought she put on Facebook, and the bashing people were bashing, and I felt like, why you don't even take down that thing? So the fact that a man will cheat, you go to the extent of killing him.
But why would a man cheat as if? Why?
Hey, no. No matter the crime, even capital punishment is trying to be taken out of the constitution, where they kill you because you kill somebody. So why would you want to even kill somebody because it's not killed anybody? Why? It's the worst thing you can ever do. I didn't know how she's thinking now. She's no longer in Ghana, but I don't know whether wherever she's gone to now, Echo the Chimos, Anyways, today is another pack show. Trust you, you're gonna love it. We're gonna give you the usuals from Sucha Jele. After this introduction, we'll come back and do Matters Arise. A lot of stories emanating, a lot of business stories actually.
Yeah.
750 million being approved in Parliament. They wanted actually 1 million.
1 billion.
1 billion actually, and then they are saying that Minority Caucus say no, the 250 they are farm out, and so they will have to take it like that.
Yeah.
Any it's also in the news with respects to the Sankofa oil that they are supposed to pay them some money and all that. There's a lot of business stories we're going to share with you today, and also the story that we're debating about yesterday early in the morning. You see, you should give me my tech. Tell me that by who because I told you that they've told them.
What?
Oh, relax.
But the questions Samuel Latambo's posed were they not legit questions?
Samuel, but what did you see the counter?
I did. So let's get into it. But by hotel.
Okay. All right. Sure. We'll get there. Don't worry. And then also, I'll be sitting with the lady Sophia. She's an investment banker with Fidelity Bank, and she has a lot of expertise when it comes to investments and all that. But today, unlike the last time what we treated about investment, today we're talking about how to be financially independent. Is there anything like being financially independent? Can you ever be where you are like very comfortable and say, oh, see, I've made it, I don't need to work, I don't need to do that? Can there be a position in your life that you can ever say that? Well, that discussion will be held on Infocus today. It's going to be great. And,
I'm so much interested in your conversation as well, because this morning we are saying Professor Day saying that, the average Ghanaian has more clothing than a millionaire
in America.
So according to you, we just, find interest in showing off our wealth and all of that, and then, not putting them together and doing something profitable by just showing off buying lots of clothes and all of that. So I'm just very much interested in your conversation. And today I'm going to have a very interesting conversation as well. I'm going to speak with a gynecologist. Like, if I'm going to talk about feminine hygiene, a lot of things ladies are doing that they are not supposed to do, and things that we have to do, we have no idea how to go about it, and we are doing. When it comes to a lot of feminine hygiene products on the market, there are a lot.
Did you hear about Mama G? I think Medina area or something like that. Actually, it's a very popular woman. Mama G, people go there a lot. Women especially.
And these are not helping. Right. They're not helping. And I don't get where this is coming from. If it's the demand from the men, that is what is pushing them to get into it. I really have no idea.
Well,
because I don't see how I don't see how I can do something that's going to be harmful to my health because of a man. You get it. Like, I know exactly that this is not good for me, but because you are demanding it, then it's like, get it from who is willing to do that.
Yeah, so women travel to Turkey to go and size their bodies and make it big.
I just want to bridge. I just want us to I wish I could bridge the gap. Is it the demands from them? Is it demands from you?
Yeah, not necessarily. You want to feel attracted and be loved or something, or be cared for. The attention. You women always want attention.
But I can get attention like this, right?
Well, that is you. So individual differences. But those who do that, maybe the attention level is quite high. So they want more attention for themselves. Okay. So I want to go to Turkey. I want to go and redesign my shit.
They want attention from the men. That is why they do that. Because you men are demanding
Men are moved by what they see. So the more attractive you are, the more they want to, enjoy their view. And then
I just prefer women to be attractive up there.
Not necessarily. Some men, but generally, I'm saying generally, men are moved by what they see.
Say we are moved by. Why are you excluding us as a man? Why are you making a decision?
Oh, I said generally.
So say we are moved by.
Okay, we are moved by what we see. Are you okay now? Yeah. So they want to see the thing and then be attracted. Wow. You remember the Bible when Jesus, God created Eve, and the man saw it, he said, wow, he said, this is woman of my bones.
Why you misquoting?
Oh no, I'm not quoting the Bible. He said, this is flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. Remember, that's what he said. He was amazed by what he saw. Yes. So that's we. That's how we are. So
we're gonna have that conversation.
Women do that to attract men, and then also because some people also do it because they want extra, Lucci, cash. Don't invest.
So I'm going to sit down with a gynecologist and delve into that subject. And when it comes to a lot of menstrual products on the markets, people go in for the normal sanitary pads. Others use others use the tampons. Others use the menstrual cup. you know, a lot of products in the market, which is
yeah.
appropriate, medically appropriate for us to use. We're going to delve into that. Yeah.
Dr.
And
Nana
another thing I'm very interested in is why that private area is so darker than almost every part of the body.
But
exactly. So I'm so much interested. I just want to find out from him if he has any special explanation to give to me for me to understand. Because growing up, I've been thinking about it. Why?
That place is usually kept. I mean, it's most often covered.
Down there is most often covered, right?
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. At times, you get home, to me, you touching it, but you won't use your.
No, but you can also say, but what's me? When you get, you can.
Okay. All right, so it's gonna be interesting. Trust me, you'll love the conversations both on Matters Horizon. Stay Alive and Infocus, as well as Matters Horizon. So you're gonna love it. So as I said, the show is interactive. So make sure you join us with your thoughts and comments and messages. Also on all our social media platforms. On YouTube, we're live, Hstv GH Live. Don't forget, if you have to move away from wherever you are from your TV set, you can carry your phone along and enjoy it whilst on the go, all right, on your YouTube channel. We are Hstv GH Live. Look for it and enjoy the conversation. And Precious will come through later on. Goddess of Sport will have some details on the world of sport, and then that will be for the entire 3 hours of the show. Yeah, so stick with us. It's going to be great. You'll love it. It's brought to you by Kankesi Prudential Life Insurance. Always listening, always understanding. We'll take a quick turn. When we come back, be ready to get into the kitchen.
Hello, sweet team. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Achille. I am so excited to be with you all today, and I hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. In today's video, I share with you how to make this sweet potato, salmon, and egg breakfast. And I'm using these potatoes. They are also sweet. They are known as Japanese potatoes or batata. Okay, I usually pick them up in a Latina supermarket or an Asian supermarket. You may find it in your local supermarket as well, but yeah, I usually get it from the Latina supermarket. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it into cubes just like this. The inside of one is white and the other one is a more creamy color. So either one tastes very sweet, so you can use it. I just wanted to use both so that you will see the different types that they have. The one with the white interior is usually very ugly looking on the outside, but at the end of the day you get your potatoes. Once I've cut it beautifully, I'm going to go ahead and wash it. Transfer it into my pot of water that I already have fire underneath it, although it didn't come to a boil yet. I dropped a couple of pieces of onions into the water. I added some salt to taste, and now the potatoes goes in, and I'm going to cover it up and cook it until it is fork tender. Meanwhile, I'll prep my veggies, and I'm using red onions and some green bell pepper. You may use any color bell pepper that you wish or any other vegetable of your choice. And once I've cut the onions, I'm going to separate it into singles, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the bell peppers as well. Once I'm done with the peppers, I'm going to prep my salmon. Now, I used sausages in the other video that I used Irish potatoes in, and many of you wanted to know if you can use any other protein. Yes, I usually use leftover salmon, but I figured, why don't I do it from scratch? So I just seasoned the side that I'm going to be cooking first with some all-purpose seasoning, and I'm just going to cook that for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until the orange area begins to turn a bit white, and then I'll flip it over and cook the other side as well. You may cook it to be well done or half and half, since we'll continue the cooking process together with the eggs. Okay, and I'm using coconut oil to pan fry this, and it infused its flavor into it, and it tastes absolutely divine. Our salmon is nicely done, so I'll set it aside, and I'll go ahead and check on our potatoes, and they are nice and ready. So for those of you that wondered if you can use sweet potatoes in this recipe, yes you can. So now I'm just going to go ahead and prep my eggs, and we'll move on to putting everything together. I season it with some all-purpose seasoning and a bit of salt, give it a quick scramble, and we are set to go. At this point, I'm just going to kind of debone the salmon, although it shouldn't have any bones in it. At times you will find one, just as I did. You can either go ahead and cut it up or shred it into pieces, just like I'm doing here with a fork, or you can use your fingers to achieve the same results. It's usually easy when you use the leftover salmon, but as I said, I wanted to put everything together. In a heated pan, add in some butter. To that, I'll add some of the leftover oil from frying the fish. It is optional, but it gives your dish a very nice flavor. And immediately added in my vegetables. I'm just going to saute this for about a minute, and then I'll go ahead and add in our potatoes, but I'll season it with a bit of all-purpose seasoning because we don't want our veggies to be bland. I also added a bit of salt. Add in our potatoes. Once we've added it, we're just gonna toss it around, and if you like it pale like this, then it should be done in another 2 or so minutes, but I want a bit of crunchiness to it, so I'll keep on tossing it around until not. You can always get all of it to be nice and golden brown, but some of it will get a touch of golden, and it is ready. So we'll set it aside, and then we're going to go ahead and begin with our eggs. I add in my butter. Again, I'm going to go ahead and add in my veggies, my onions and bell peppers. Season it up so that it's not bland. Add in the rest of the oil from frying the fish, and then we're going to add in our eggs, and that is about it. At this point, you're going to cook the eggs to your preference. If you like it well done like me, then cook it until it is completely well done. But if not, then please go ahead and cook it to your taste. Once the eggs are cooked to your preference, it'll be time for us to add in our salmon. Toss everything together or stir everything together, and our breakfast is as good as done. So if you don't like sausages or baking or whatnot, here is an alternative for you. And if you don't like Irish potatoes like our previous recipe, then sweet potatoes is yours. So now all that is left is for us to serve and enjoy. Yay! Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to try the recipe. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke unamini uchemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.
Is Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all time, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Côte d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind when it comes to saying goodbye to your loved ones.
You are welcome back once again to the Throwback Thursday edition of Healthy Morning Live here on Hstv. We're taking you back to Odumi Besiye by Esther Amwako. We have some dailies to get into, but before that, we have birthday celebrations for some special persons who are celebrating their birthday today, the 21st of July. And this one goes to my big baby, my husband, my big baby. Mr. Daniel Ne Otu Ankra. Today happens to be your birthday. We wish you nothing but the best. We wish you many, many years with beautiful memories. We thank you so much for all that you do for the family, the smiles you put on our faces. And this special message is from your wife, Mrs. Ernestina Ankra, to you. It says that a happy birthday to the father of my boys, my sweet husband. God bless you so much. We are still on the 3rd floor and God is not done with us yet. Enjoy your day, Daddy Me. Enjoy your day, Daddy Me. Elder Dan. Danny Dan. A blessed birthday to you. And we'll find a Saturday, Mabashia, ni Wayi Fufi. Wabashia. Get what you're doing, what is Wintex. Yeah. And then there's another birthday from Black Darling. He is here at Hstv. He's with the production team. And then he's sending a birthday message to Akwesi Amewuga. So this message is from Black Darling to you, Akwesi Amewuga, wherever you are. A blessed birthday to you as well from Black Darling. He says that God bless you so much in all that you do and may you prosper in all your endeavors. So Akwesi Amewuga, wherever you are today, a blessed birthday to you from Black Darling and from all of us here at Hstv.
All right. Okay, so I've got some 2 birthday shout out to do. So first one goes out to my military man in UK, Don Bolus. It's your birthday today from the entire UCC fraternity, the 2006 year batch. I want to wish you a happy blessed birthday. Is a soldier man. See that armory he's carrying. Yeah, I would have wished that I would show the other picture of him, how his tummy is looking like right now. So happy blessed birthday to you, Don. Is a pleasure knowing you. He's one amazing guy. He's always there for you. That kind of guy that you can always rely, you can call, and then he's there for you. That kind of thing. Yeah. So enjoy your birthday from the entire group. We want to wish you all the best and enjoy today to the max. All right. And then also to the very known person, we all know him, one of the bloggers in Ghana who have, I mean, if I should say, celebrated blogger in Ghana. He's done very well for himself, both locally and internationally. Is a man, Ameya Deborah, is celebrating his birthday today. AmeyaDeborah.com. It's his birthday today. Happy blessed birthday to you. From me, from all the friends that we know, the guys, everybody's wishing you an amazing birthday, from your wife and kid as well. So enjoy your birthday, Ameya Deborah, wherever you are. Have a good one today. Okay? All right. I'm sure today, the surprises will be mega. Because I see some barbers coming to your house to baba you spreading some dollars beneath idea. But kakraba so much so the magic. Right. Thank you very much in advance. I'm out. Okay, so that's let's venture into other stories that we have there. We start with the front pages, right?
Yes, the front pages.
Okay.
We start off with the Business Finder, today Thursday Business Finder, and the banner headline says that Ghana to retain $2 billion each year through new mining local content policy, and this is from the Lands Minister Abu Jinapor. It comes with a picture of him, and we have details of that on page 7. I think we have the story. So right?
What do they use the money for?
Wait.
$2 billion each year. And we're going to IMF for what? $1.5 billion. Ghana. No, we have the story for the anyone.
For the anyone, rather. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the anyone says that court stops government from paying ENI vital for gas supplies. Court stops government from paying ENI vital for gas supplies.
So the story says Accra High Court stops government from making payment to ENI or any for gas supplied from Sankofa field. And Accra Commercial High Court has ordered the government to halt payments to Italian oil major firm Eni and its partner Vitol. The order by the court follows its decision to grant a motion for an interlocutory injunction restraining the government from making further monthly payments to Eni and Vitol for gas supplied to the state from the Sankofa field. The court's order issued on July 12, 2022 specifically restrained the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation GNPC, Ministries of Energy and Finance as third parties from making any payments, whether outstanding or recurrent, to the two oil companies pending the determination of the application brought against the 3 state organs by Springfield Exploration and Production Limited, a wholly owned Ghanaian energy company. Springfield filed the motion on 20th June 2022, seeking the order by the court for GNPC, Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Finance to make up payments to the registrar of the court The action by the Ghanaian energy company is believed to be a sequel to an ongoing legal tussle that has seen Springfield win a judgment to preserve part of the proceeds from operations in the Sankofa field. The court also ordered GNPC and the two ministries to file account of all payments they have made to Eni and Vitol since the day of service on them of the pending application for an order of payment of money due the owing to the defendant. So that is the story with that. This is to be carried out within 21 days, beginning the 15th July 2022, and filed with the court's registrar. The court noted that the reliefs sought by Springfield were both prohibitive and mandatory injunctions, having demonstrated that it had a ruling for preservation in its favor, which had not been stayed for purposes of execution. There is therefore a substituting court order which has the rights to enforce or protect through the process of law. So this is a story about Eni and Sankofa, and as well as Springfield. He's been having a lot of issues back and forth with this Eni people, but it looks like the court has stopped the government from making any payments to Eni for now. So that is the story with that.
Okay, let's get into another social story, which happens to be the last on the front page of the Business Finder. It says that 5 billion Ghana cedis paid as bribes to public officials in 2021. 5 billion Ghana cedis paid. And then I think I have a list of the top bribe takers in Ghana. And the very first one, which is 53.2% of bribe paid, is the Ghana Police Service. Ghana Police Service. I just put that on our page so you can equally get that. And then followed is the Ghana Immigration Service, 37.4%. Then GRA Customs Division, 33.6%. Lands Commission is next with 32.4%. The Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, 29.5%. Passport Office, 29%. Judicial Service, where justice is supposed to prevail in the shortest possible time. They take all they have to take. And then that is 22.3%. And then the National Intelligence Bureau, 21.2%. National Road Safety Authority, these are lives in your hands, 17.8%. Ghana Prison Service, Ghana Prison Service, 17%. So the top bribe takers in Ghana, those are the institutions. And then as regards to the bribes, and Madam Mary has been speaking about it, and she says it looks like the Ghana Health. Yesterday I posted it, and someone, a midwife, Laura, celebrated a birthday last week. She said, I didn't see GHS in this, and I'm saying, we think they're included, and we all laughed over it. And now this morning there's Madam Mary's in the news, and she says that more bribes are paid at health institutions. And this is from the programs director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative. So the story says that the programs director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, GII, that's Madam Awilana Ada, has observed that hospitals and health centers in general have become places where bribes exchange hands in Ghana. She said, though the Ghana Police Service ranks high amongst institutions perceived most corrupt, the health sector is also becoming known for the social canker. She was commenting on the recent findings of a survey on corruption conducted by the Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice, that's TRAJ, in collaboration with the Ghana Statistical Service and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes. One of the findings of the survey noted that an estimated 5 billion cedis dropped in private pockets within the public sector as bribes. The Ghana Police Service, the findings also noted, continues to be the foremost public institution perceived most corrupt. Quoting that, so it is not like they are saying that because citizens encounter the police on our roads, it is there they pay bribes. They encounter nurses, they encounter doctors, they encounter teachers, they encounter utility service providers, they encounter tax agents, they encounter people at the lands department, and some of these bribes, if you quantify, are even more than what the police take. But yet still the police came up tops. So the police service, the Ghana Police Service, was ranked the topmost institution of the government that is most corrupt or perceived as most corrupt.
They have taken that title for so many years now.
Years.
Even Afrobarometer reports that comes out still puts the police at the top. I don't know how they are doing to redeem themselves and maybe drop a little bit, but for many years, every report that comes puts the police at the top. Because they are always the ones who are always interacting with people on the road and that kind of thing. But as Madam Mary is saying, there's a possibility that even the health sector is even taking more than even the police people are doing. Because when it comes to health, it's about life and death.
Yeah.
Or see, you are not member bed. I work as a winter. What about rage? Why am I? There's no bed. But your own be mommy. Why? Now, one man can cry. But your copy, no, if you are copy, some bed, BAC baby, the other baby, I'm out say, kind of people do that all the time because when it comes to health, it's very crucial. Your health is your wealth, essentially. So if you are not well, you will do anything to be okay. I used to tell people that when I was very little, as old as 3-4 years, because I hate to be sick. Anything that you give me when I'm sick, just to be okay, I'll do it. So God thanks you, just to be okay, because it's your mobility is limited. You can't move down. You can't do what you want to do nowadays.
You can eat.
So I'll concur with Madam Mary about what she said. Respect to it's possible that the health sector is even the highest. But
as regards to the Ghana Police Service, with due respect, there's a clarion call from all of us at Hstv to you, IGP. Yes, to you, the IGP, a clarion call. With due respect, that you kindly change the status quo. Kindly do that before you leave office, please. Yesterday, DCOP Kwesi Ofori also had.
He ended his over 30 years service to the Ghana Police Service, and he was honored. So
it's quite a great ceremony for him. Held yesterday. Interesting. That's all for the business friend.
All right. Okay. Maybe you should join the 2 million. Professor Binka is asking that they can go and help in what
the treatment of malaria.
Okay. You should join them.
Yeah, to keep him active because he's actually even energetic. Being a
still very active. Anyways, let's turn our attention to Benefson's Daily Dispatch this morning. The banner headline says, "Government's new local content policy has ensured retention of $2 billion in Ghana." Lance Minister is what's the famous story on the front page of the Daily the Business Finder this morning. It comes to the picture of Abu Chinapo, the sector minister. And then also Esther Koba gets another award, and page 11 has details of that. Mining in Ghana provides direct and indirect jobs of 3 million persons, according to Abu Chinapo, the sector minister once again. And then also with Ghana Card, Ghanaians with 10 numbers have increased from 4% to 85%, according to biometrics.
Let me read a bit of the story that I have, and then you can take comments. It says the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has said the implementation of the Ghana Card has helped increase the number of Ghanaians with tax identification number from 4% to 85%. Speaking at the launch of e-pharmacy in Accra on Monday, July 18th, this astronomical increase is due to government's digitalization agenda. Quoting that, they do not realize that through the Ghana Card, we have been able to increase the proportion of Ghanaians with tax identification numbers from 4% when we came into office to 85%. It would be recalled that in April 2021, the GRA, in collaboration with the NIA, set up 14 offices across the country to synchronize the 10 numbers with the Ghana Card. The move was to rope in many people into the country's tax net, as well as facilitate the raising of revenue from the large informal sector. So that's a brief of the story as regards to 10 numbers shooting up from 4 to 85%.
I saw a post on Facebook late this morning. A friend of mine was admiring the works of Bawumia for having put in those digitalization agenda on the high pedestal now, because he says if we have done this earlier, could have probably been better off than where we are at this moment. So I think in all due respect about all the other things that we condemn him for, some lies and all that, I think that thing he's doing is really setting a good pace. We might not reap the benefits now, but maybe in the next 10-15 years we begin to realize that those things are really yielding enough dividends. What is needed beyond this is the policies or the stringent measures being put in place to avert people still trying to go around that that policy that has been made already. So paperless thing at the port.
Okay.
We know that people still find ways and means to get their things cleared without paying the exact amount of money. You understand?
Yeah.
So if they could also block those loopholes, it will go a long way. It will also help reduce the kind of corruption, because we're talking about 12 billion Ghana cedis being lost annually to corruption. All these things is an embed to also safeguard something, also limit it. I'm surprised DVLA is still featuring in here because, okay, hitherto they used to be up a bit, because you go there and the Goro boys are there. They will take your money and then go and do the card for you, or they will go take you through, go and do the screening and all those things. You understand? So, and when they take, it's not just about them. They will sort everybody from the top down, or best sorting of kind of people. So all these things are good. It's going to help us a lot. The passport office is also featuring in there, but at least they are doing pretty well. Hitherto it wasn't like this. So I would say kudos to Dr. Bamia, though we didn't expect to be where we are at this moment of our lives, having given us a lot of assurance and promises before now, but we find ourselves in this state. But the digital agenda that is put in place, I think is commendable.
It's commendable.
Quite commendable, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be
okay. So yeah, I think we are done with the dispatch, but let me add that last part that he says. He's going digital also. There's a digital version of the dispatch, and due to increasing costs, the cover price of the daily dispatch will be 4 Ghana cedis effective Monday, July 25. So remember, I think they did a similar thing to the Crusading Guide paper last week. And so it's going to be 24 Ghana cedis effective Monday next week, 25th of July. So get ready for that. All right.
Okay, now let's go into Parliament, where this one says that Parliament approves 750 million USD loan agreements with Afrexim Bank. Parliament approves 750 million USD loan agreements with Afrexim Bank. The story says that despite a last-minute attempt to arrest the motion on grounds of lack of quorum, Parliament has approved a $750 million loan agreement with the Afrexim Bank for funding infrastructure projects and budget support. The loan is part of a $1 billion facility the government is seeking to shore up its reserves, as well as to pay for several infrastructure projects across the country. The minority previously opposed the loan agreement, but threw its weight behind it during the debate to avert what they call a collapse of the country's economy if the loan is not approved. The chairman of the Finance Committee, Kweku Kwate, moved the motion, while the ranking member on the committee, Dr. Atuforsen, during his contribution indicated government has not built the necessary financial buffers to pay back the loan. The government had expressed its intentions in the 2022 budget statement and economic policy of government to raise up to the Ghana cedi equivalent of $750 million under a syndicated term loan facility arrangement to support the implementation of the 2022 budget. So the loan syndication approach was chosen following government's announcement that the Eurobond would be issued in 2022 under the International Capital Market Program until market conditions improve. So that's a brief of the story as regards to the Parliament approving that amount of money with the Afrexim Bank. Initially it was 1 billion. I'm even surprised that saying this 1 billion was actually at the verge of collapsing the economy. That's what
do you expect from the minority and the opposition party? Remember, the leader even said that they shouldn't even agree to it in the first place. And that is Mahama. He said that he's instructed the NDC and the Parliament minority not to approve it. And now, later, we heard Haruna Idris also saying that they are going to allow it to pass, because now, okay, so Atuforsen is also saying that they needed to help them because the economy now, trust me, if they are not benefiting, they won't do it, Jai. Let's still stick with some business stories. Producer price inflation rises by 4.7%, now 38% at the end of June 2022. Things are getting stiffer and difficult, trust me. Meanwhile, maybe the fuel prices has gone down a little bit, I think 10 pesos from where I buy from. So I don't know how it's helping you with your navigation. So, producer price inflation (PPI) rate for June 2022 rose by 4.7% to 38%. This, according to new data released by Ghana Statistical Service. Producer price inflation for the previous month, May 2022, was 33.3%. According to the GSS, producer price inflation in the mining and quarry subsector increased by 1.6% points over the May 2022 rate of 23.9% to 25.5% in June 2022. The producer inflation for the manufacturing subsector, which constitutes more than 2/3 of the total industry, increased by 7.2 percentage points to 51.8%. The utility subsector recorded 1.2% inflation rate for June 2022. In June 2022, one out of the 16 major groups in the manufacturing subsector recorded inflation rates higher than the sector average of 51.8%. Manufacture of coke, refined petroleum products, and nuclear fuel recorded the highest inflation rates of 135.9%, while the manufacture of machinery and equipment (NEC) recorded the least inflation rate of 0.0%. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are in terms of the producer price inflation, which has gone up to 38% from 33.3%.
Okay, let's move on to the story that has to do with the question and answers between the Atamils' family and then the Kokuanidoho, right? It says that nobody has tampered with Atamils' tomb. Nobody has tampered with Atamils' tomb, Kokuanidoho insists. So it says that an aide to former President John Evans, Fifi Atamils, and founder of the Atamils Institute, Samuel Kokuanidoho, has denied claims of tampering with the grave of the late president. Brother of the late president and member of parliament for Commander Edena Egwafo Abrim, Samuel Atamils, addressed the press in parliament on Tuesday and said that Kokuanidoho, together with the Coastal Development Authority, had tampered with the tomb without resource to the family. Responding to the accusations, Mr. Anidoho said he will not dignify the insults meted out to him, insisting that his action is solely to preserve the memory of the late former president. What is being done is the reconstruction of the Asumdre Park. President Mills died as president of the Republic of Ghana. Where has Sami Atta Mills been all these years? Does he now remember that the late president was his brother? What has he done to keep the memory of his brother alive? I respect the family so much, but I will not dignify Sami Atta Mills. Ghana's first presidential museum and burial ground of late President John Evans Atta Mills, the Asumdre Park, is currently in a deplorable state. There are reports that the park was no longer secure, as its security had been left in a sorry state and no longer a secure place, at least befitting enough for former leaders worth celebrating. It comes on and on and on and on with a lot of things. Yesterday we saw tweets from Kokwani.
We went on a verbal diarrhea on Twitter.
Yes, and
saying a lot of things, amongst which I'll just read a few of them. It says, Sami Atta Mills says, I have stolen the body of President Atta Mills. Good night. Then he comes back. He was not satisfied. He says, is it a crime to remove the dirty black cardboard that they used to shamefully cover the grave of President Atta Mills and place it with granite stone? He came back again after some few minutes. Is Sami Atta Mills talking about curses? The curses shall be upon his ugly head. He goes on to say, John Dramani Mahama should bow down his head in shame for not building Asumdre Park. I will not use Asumdre Park for partisan politics. It is a big shame that Sami Atta Mills had neglected the burial place of his brother and is using the work the state is doing for dirty politics. Is in support of John Dramani Mahama. So Adana Mekia, I told you this is more about politics than and relationship they have with Sami. He has nothing to do with he's desecrating, as he puts the word was put out, desecrating the place.
Sami.
It's more to the fact that there's a part of the story. I think this is Ghana. Is it Ghana web story?
Yeah, the Ghana.
It says it uses the word so-called NGO, like Kokuani.
Yeah.
Like
it says
the whole answer is about
that the family doesn't recognize.
Exactly, and he sees this as they are being more political about the whole issue. And there's a part of the story that I read that they actually informed the family. Maybe Sami Atta Mills didn't hear the information or something.
But he looked like he's at the forefront.
Not necessarily, maybe. Anyway, so that is the issue regarding Sammy, one Sammy and another Sammy, two Samuels. Yesterday we heard about Usubempa talking about Samuel in the Bible, but these two Samuels, I don't know how they are managing their issues. Let's move on.
Who is going to anoint who?
To another social story. The average Ghanaian has more clothing than a millionaire in America. Professor Day, formerly rector of GIMPA, and also a board chair of GRA. Well, the ex-chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade, has suggested that most Ghanaians are not financially disciplined. Professor Ade indicated that average Ghanaians are more interested in showing off their wealth by buying excess clothes and having more clothing than millionaires in Western countries that are like Steve Jobs, who own only 4 pairs of jeans. He therefore urged Ghanaians to learn to avoid wasting their monies on unnecessary acquisitions, including excess clothes. Limit the price of financial success. In other words, don't make certain sacrifices. That is financial discipline, not wasting your money. The average Ghanaian has more clothing than a millionaire in America. Yes, Professor Day is quoted to have said at the Springboard, your virtual university show. Also, Professor Day said that it is wrong for people to prioritize wealth over having good relationships. That is very key. Network. Very key. Getting rich at the expense of personal integrity, a good marriage, family life, fellowship, and friendship only makes you a rich fool, he added. That's a big jab. Anyway, so that is it. Well, don't forget, this conversation is also going to be tabled when I have Sophia joining me today. We're talking about financial independence. And that's having too much clothes. Like, you want to come and sit on TV and you go like, my clothes is sponsored by some Elliot guy and then some Apparel V. What's Tony piece? It's just Anna. Because I'm not Tony Mache. Because I say it's vanity. Vanity upon vanity. Yeah, Professor Reverend Drew. Share wardrobes.
Let's get to the next story. This one has to do with Peace Council up there in the Northern region. It says that Peace Council holds workshop on violent extremism.
Our producer is very happy about the story.
Regional Peace Council has organized a sensitization workshop on preventing violent extremism for youth groups and micro, small and medium enterprises as part of mechanisms to prevent violent extremism in the country. The 3-day sensitization workshop for youth groups and SMEs in the Sanyarigu municipality of the Northern region was supported by United Nations Development Programme to create awareness of violent extremism and develop resilient structures for the prevention of violent extremism nationwide. Most Reverend Philip Name, the chairman of the Northern Regional Peace Council, whose speech was read on his behalf during the opening of the workshop in Tamale, said over the last 2 years, communities in Ghana's neighboring countries had felt the wrenching pain of violent extremist activities. Most Reverend Name again called on national stakeholders, local governments, traditional authorities, religious leaders, civil society organizations, academia, MSMEs and local communities to support efforts to fight against violent extremism. He emphasized that, quoting, we have to take both short-term measures to prevent real threats of today and long-term measures to diminish the emerging threats of tomorrow. So that's it entirely of the story. So, Peace Council holds workshop.
How far were the Widows' Mice collection and Moji General?
I'm sure the numbers were out there, so people should be paying.
Okay.
Have you deposited anything?
I'm still working on my bank account transfer thing. It's a little challenge with the bank account, so when I'm done, I'll work on it.
Okay. Or you want me to send something to find out if everything is okay?
Oh, you can try. But not something, man, something substantial. Don't send me coins. Let's take our attention to the agri sector. Yesterday, I chanced upon a demography that has been put out by one friend who works with the Jubilee House. And they're trying to tell us that the agri sector is doing very well. But you and I know what is happening. Well, this puts in category 3 administrations. So, Jonathan Mills, Mahama, Pakwesi Misata, and then currently Akufo-Addo Bawumia. So these 3 have been categorized, and these are their successes when it comes to agriculture. So when you take a look at it, the Atamel's Mahama era succeeded with 7.2%. That was the highest they could ever achieve. That was from 2009. Then fast forward, John Mahama, Pakwesi Mr. Arthur, the highest they could achieve was 5.7%. And then we move on to the current administration. They are claiming that they've done extraordinarily well. Now we have 8.4% of agricultural sector improvement or management. Yes, please, based on that, I want you to go to the markets, go to the farms, and tell me how much the prices of goods and services are. Okay? Please go and check and come and tell us. They say they are claiming they've done very well. 8 point, as we speak, 2021. That was the last recording they did. 2021, we're at 8.4%. So they've done creditably well. 2021, not COVID now, but still, like they are still saying that they still did well. So how are we not able to continue that trajectory till now? And now we are complaining about food shortages, and then we are not getting the food. And when we get the food too, they are highly expensive. We can't even buy. You go today, you buy tomatoes 110 for 20 Ghana cedis. The next time you go, it's 40 Ghana cedis. And somebody will tell us that the tuber of yam is going for 10 Ghana cedis. Yes, we can't locate that market. Market in China, yako Malata, yako Kashikaneshi, yako Madina. In na who may be a tuber of a plantain.
But also my castle
incompetent. These are just figures, so please, in the reality, this doesn't matter.
Kofi Kratis says the figures, what do they mean? How do they apply?
Let's move away from that.
Okay, let's get into FDA. It says FDA sets new conditions for palm oil exports. The Food and Drugs Authority has introduced new conditions for the export of palm oil to the European Union effective 1st July 2022. So they are backdating. The conditions make it mandatory for all consignments of palm oil exports from Ghana to the European Union to be accompanied by an official certificate from the FDA attesting to the absence of Sudan dyes. Consignments that are not accompanied by official certificates from the FDA will be rejected on arrival in the European Union based on documentation control. The FDA indicated in a statement that the new conditions have been necessitated by the persistently high rates of non-compliance established by the EU member states for palm oil exports from Ghana. Consequently, the special conditions, in addition to an increased level of official controls, have been enforced by the European Commission Directorate General for Health and Food Safety. All exporters of palm oil have been advised to acquire the FDA certificate of analysis to accompany each consignment that is exported, which will also undergo fiscal checks upon arrival. So the FDA said it shall work closely with the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority. They are also part of the bribing racket. To enforce strictly all requirements for the export of palm oil and all other FDA-regulated products. Finally, about 30% of palm oils found in the Ghanaian market failed the FDA's nationwide Zero Sudan dye test conducted in 2022. So there's new certification out there. If you don't have that certification from the FDA, palm oil no entering quickly.
I think we read some story about the Ghana Standards Board or Ghana Standard Authority having the mandate to set up research centers to give standardization to every product that leaves Ghana. So I think that is a good call. Now our palm oil can be exported without any qualms about it.
Yeah, zoom.
All right.
Zoom.
Yeah. All right, away from that, scores of traders count losses again after 7th flooding at KGT Market. I don't know why we keep experiencing this all the time. KGT Market was built by ex-Royal Administration John Mahama. I don't know whether they didn't take account the drain system over there, but I just don't get it. They keep having flooding over the place every now and then. This is the 7th time. Scores of traders at the new KGTM market in Kumasi are once again counting their losses after some pipes in the facility burst and led to flooding, which has caused destruction to their goods. During a visit to the market on Wednesday morning, the affected persons were seen scooping water out of their shops. The latest incident brings to 7 the number of times the burst pipes have caused flooding and destroyed the wares of the traders. So it goes on to say, however, after yesterday's incident, 2 trader groups, 11-member steering committee, and Concerned Central Market Traders Association have decided to proceed to court to demand for compensation for all affected persons. The General Secretary for the Concerned Markets or Central Market Traders Association, Ruben Ame, said their decision to go to court is only option available to them. So let's see how that court proceedings will go for them, because becoming too many. Every now and then flooding. So yeah, that is the stories with regard to KGTM markets and its flooding activities. I think we're there now.
Yeah, we are. The last story is quite a sad one as regards to a Kia Ranu running into a mother and a son, mother walking son to
very unfortunate story.
That's quite unfortunate to let so.
And we are hearing that Ghana is supposed to sign some $3.2 billion Western Railway line agreement.
Yeah.
So it's going to boost our railway line as well. So it looks like we're going to have new trains, like this very nice one coming through. So the one that broke down yesterday, 2 days ago, Tuesday. We're going to have a new one. There are $3.2 billion there. Boom. But it's a loan, by the way. Don't forget, the next generation is going to pay for it.
With interest. Okay.
So that's how we'll wrap it up for Battles Horizon. We're going to take a quick turn. When we come back, it will be time for us to get into the world of sports. Precious Azuma will be on standby for all the details. There's been some friendly matches that Chelsea played yesterday, but I don't know whether she has a story.
But why aren't you?
Eric Ten Hag has been doing quite well.
Why am I blue today?
Sorry? The number you are calling is busy. We'll be right back with Precious.
Precious is a star.
Is Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all time, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Cote d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for you. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because What the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind when it comes to saying goodbye to your loved ones.
Welcome back, and this is still Healthy Morning live on Hstv. My name is Precious Azuma. It's time for sports in minutes, and starting off from the domestic front. Yesterday, or should I say currently as I'm speaking right now, the news that is still circulating is that Kumasi Asante Kotoko, should I say former, because he's no more the head coach for the Porcupine Warriors. It's quite unfortunate, but the reason be as to why he left the club, well, the rumors that is actually circulating is that some are saying because of financial reasons, others are also saying that, you know, because of management decisions in selling players and the rest. But the particular reason as to why he left the club, we are yet to find out. But the former Wafa head coach communicated his decision to the club during a meeting between the management of the club and the technical team. He was appointed ahead of the 2021 to 22 Ghana Premier League season and led the team to their first league title since the 2013 to 2014 season. So it turns out that it's not only him that is actually leaving the club, and that their goal scorer recently or currently, Frank Mbella Etuga, is also leaving. So when probably he will not be returning to the camp when they resume back. I'm talking about next season. But however, the story in detail, actually, Frank Mbella Etuga will join Italian side Udinese in the ongoing transfer window. The Cameroonian striker scored 21 goals in the Ghana Premier League in the just ended season, one short of the goal king Yao Ano. According to sources, Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Udinese have reached an agreement for the transfer of the lethal forward. The Porcupine Warriors will receive a total of 1.5 million euro as transfer fees. Frank Mbella is currently in Cameroon for holidays after an impressive season in the Ghana Premier League. He is, however, expected to fly out to Italy to complete the move after having his medical examination. So it's quite unfortunate that, you know, these issues are really popping up because they are preparing for Africa, and now their top goal scorer is leaving, and now the head coach who also led them in winning this 2021 to 22 Ghana Premier League title has also left. So I can imagine what Kumasi Asante Kotoko is going through right now, but we are hoping for the best for the team. Now let's do some women's league, and champions and Pem Dankwa ladies have been drawn in Group B alongside Union Sportive de Amer from Burkina Faso, Atleta FC of Togo, and Bayelsa Queens of Nigeria in the WAFU B zonal qualifiers of the CAF Women's Champions League. The draw ceremony
supervised by officials of the Confederation of African Football, took place in Rabat yesterday. And Group A we have AS Abidjan of Cote d'Ivoire, AS Police of Niger, and Espoir FC from Benin. The winner and runner-up in the WAFU B qualifiers will represent the zone in the main competition scheduled for Morocco later in the year. Now let's do some European stories now. And England are through to the semi-finals of the European Women's Championship after coming from behind in dramatic fashion to beat pre-tournament favorite Spain in extra time. Also, to some transfer windows going back to, the men's side, Robert Lewandowski is officially unveiled as a player of Barcelona. He will be available for Sunday's preseason game against Real Madrid. So you're seeing him on your screens. He is now an official player for Barcelona and hoping to see him this coming Sunday as they'll be playing against Real Madrid. Now let's go into the camp of Bayern Munich, and Sadio Mane scores his first goal for Bayern Munich against DC United from the penalty spot. He only needed 5 minutes into his debut to fetch Bayern the lead and score his first goal. So there you had it all on Sports a Minute. Today live on Hstv, my name is Precious Azuma. Healthy morning, however, still continues. Do stay with us.
Stand still in the eye, still in the mood, man, stand in a girl and call right, my bro. Now, Busian, Simon Sonny Bio, in Tiania Chesa, I'm in Sabaco Mano. I am a branch, my bro. Now, Busian, Simon Sonny Bio, in Tiania Chesa, I'm in Sabaco Mano. A branch, my bro. Now, Busian, Simon Sonny Bio, in Tiania Chesa, I'm in Sabaco Mano. I am a branch, my bro. Now, Busian, Simon Sonny Bio, in Tiania Chesa. ya de na me sabe come mano muntie abofra send me dim fie wanhwe me bro we are sim one time and you la Kenya kan abrabona ya hard eni mi akabusi ya na si woni yo but wa go so pinti ma utiri mum kwasa kopem brown snoma be pie balaga tanga no what say come no me chiniga na baby asino boy obi so mi mu na mi wu me da me dem ka so bi be sie bio me go sku anka ye ni ahe me no mi wu asumu fie na adwa mo kra ma nya da bro me ara na ma ye mo hon kanye ni say yo Abrantia my bro na me busiano se me so ni bio inti ya ni chesa ya na me sabe como mano Abrantia my bro na me busiano se me so ni bio inti ya ni chesa ya na me sabe como mano Abrantia my bro na me busiano se me so ni bio inti ya ni chesa ya na me sabe como mano Abrantia my bro na me busiano se me so ni bio inti ya ni chesa ya na me sabe como mano Chantia awofuo ni ajanom momena mebum eno neba mamo kwana matiti momeyi na sadanto pantokwa mo fra ye bebre we asema we see it me hu bini menim se ni papiara waso bransa wenya mumra me mum na ye fasundwe mo mano ne de asundwe ni mpuntu be mayi nyina abofra de ye bomwa no ntime machechedi komfu mary my bro, na me busiano se me so ni bio inti ya ni chesa ya na me sabe como mano aya na Abrantia my bro na me busiano se me so ni bio inti ya ni chesa ya na me sabe como mano Abrantia my bro na me busiano se me so ni bio inti ya ni chesa ya na me sabe como mano my bro, I'm a pussy and a simmer sunny beer.
You are welcome back from that short breather. You're still watching Healthy Morning Live on Hstv. Thank you so much for making time and joining us, and thank you for staying with us as well. This segment is Stay Alive, and earlier I told you that we're going to have a very educative and interesting conversation about feminine hygiene, and I've been joined in the studio by an expert. He is a homeopathic gynecologist from the Family Life Homeopathy Clinic inside Tema. He is Dr. Nana Dakon Anan. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everything?
Everything is fine.
How is your line of work? How do you feel doing this kind of thing?
It's interesting. It blows your mind.
Oh.
It's something that blows your mind, and it's something that makes you learn every day.
What kind of experience did you have that blew your mind?
The experiences that blow your mind is the situation people find themselves, the sort of things people go through. You know, that you have a one-on-one, conversation, and you know what it is. You know that certain things are not really going right with people, irrespective of the dresses they wear, the work they do. Okay. It amazes you, but it doesn't also surprise you, because we are people who refuse to learn. We don't learn it well, and we want to improve on our own lack of education.
Oh, so it's not that we have no idea what we are doing is wrong and we are doing them, but sometimes we know that this is not good for us, but we still do them.
We still do them because we hear other people doing them. We hear other people using stuff, wearing dresses, wearing hair, you know, wigs, and we think, oh, this one is nice, I think it will fit me. And that is the sort of things that we do to ourselves, and we bring it into our health life, and it doesn't work well for us. Yeah.
Wow, that makes it mind blowing. Okay, there's this thing that has been, you know, being on my mind for so many years, that I've always wanted to meet a gynecologist in person and ask why the private area is usually darker than the entire body. I just keep wondering why it's, when I want to find out.
The pelvic area has that, it's a tender area, and so many activities, you know, go on in there. Apart from you walking, your skin touching, you know, touching each other. You wear tight stuff in there. You can people wear panties, they put liner, they wear panties, they wear and these, you know, very tight, and so many things, you know, happen within that area. So much heat, you know, but then your face, your skin has the luxury to the air. That area doesn't have. And throughout the whole day, if you spend like 10 hours in town before you go home, you can just imagine the sort of heat that area has, you know, experienced.
Wow.
So with that, I don't think that place will look fairer than any other place of the body.
Okay, and let's delve straight into our conversation, feminine hygiene, and I want to find out, at what point would you say the journey of womanhood has started?
Yeah, the journey of womanhood begins when you start having your menses. That is where the puberty. I mean, in back in the day, we used to observe puberty rites and all that. That's when you've entered into womanhood. You know, back in the day, it was 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. But now, young ladies, 11, 12, 13 are having their menses.
And what changed?
So many things have changed, my dear. You know, first, the sort of things, the sort of generation we are in, it's not our fault. We are open to so many fast things. You know, today you have the world at the hand of your palm. Today you can pick a phone, call anybody. You want this to eat, but you know, within seconds you are eating it. So our organs tend to grow faster than the body. So a girl of 9, 10 years, you will see her with the hormones like a 30-year-old because of the upbringing, what she's been exposed to, and other things. Environmental changes and other things. So those things expose us to that early aging in our organs. That makes us also experience adulthood very early, before the age itself, you know, gets to an adulthood age. Yeah.
So the menstrual stage is the point.
It's the point of
journey of
journey of woman, and that journey is significant and very important in every woman's life. Apart from the old ladies can tell about the spiritual aspect of that, but then me being a doctor and dealing with this kind of stuff, the first education that girl child gets from that first experience of having the menses, depending on how the experience is going to be, if it comes freely, you are fine, you know, but some girls go through a lot of pains before the discharge actually you know, comes, or during the discharge, or getting to the tail end of the discharge. Mostly we call it pain during, before, during, and after. Some other ladies don't go through that. But then what is important is you, the lady, getting to know yourself as a woman. That's first. You have to know that at this point I am a complete woman. if you are around 10, 11, 12, you wouldn't know that. But then you will need an older person to let you know that, hey, what has happened to you, you've been ushered into womanhood. So anything that a woman can affect a woman can affect you, including getting pregnant.
Wow.
So with the hygiene aspect, there is a discharge. There is an activity going on within the pelvic. Hormones are working. Estrogen, you know, everything is working. The blood is flowing very red. You've not seen it before. It's not like I'm going to wee and I will need the liner to clean myself. After putting the pad there, how long should it take for me to change it? Do I need to change it every 2 hours? Do I need to change it every at the end of the day? You know, all those education needs to go in. Because from the first instance, because you don't know what is happening to you, don't know the quantum of blood that is even coming. You put the pad there, it gets soggy, and it also brings its own you know, issues to that. So that education is the first
thing.
class 1 classes of
and whose responsibility is to educate you? Because you mentioned that back in the day used to be the ages between 16 upwards that we experienced the menstruation, but now it looks like it's gone all the way down to 11, 9. So whose sole responsibility is to educate you about this?
It's the responsibility of the parent, the mother, the guardian, any older woman around that girl child who can educate, because at that point you would have also gone through an experience of menses. But then, depending on your knowledge on how to handle these issues, you will use your experience. And if you got your experience wrong, you will teach the girl wrong. She will also have it wrong.
Wow.
So that's the danger about it.
Right. We'll come into that, but let's touch on this quickly. I've read that the pH balance of a woman's pelvic area kind of changes during menstruation. It also exposes you to lots of infections and all of that. How does that happen?
The pH is the acidity level of the pelvic, and I said earlier on that activities goes on there before you have your menses. Your ovaries will have to come to a certain stage. You understand? Because is the ovum have to come to play. Your hormones will have to come to play. So many things, changes are going through your system. So naturally, even because of the flow, the vagina outline will be a bit open. For the it's a discharge, and any discharge that passes through makes the place tender, makes the place slippery. Yes. So depending on how healthy your pelvic is, even the blood flow can make you have an infection.
So what's a healthy pelvic area then?
A healthy pelvic area is sort of an area that should look good, smell good, because when the pH becomes unbalanced, then you have certain things going wrong, certain itching coming in. After the itching, discharges coming in, and then the discharges will turn from creamy, whitish, they will go into stages. Then they go into the stage of maybe having a pelvic odor or vaginal odor. Or even it will extend to affecting your menstrual cycle.
having pains before, during, after your menses. Yeah,
okay.
having even pains during ovulation. You get it? So it starts from somewhere for it to get to a certain point that will be disturbing enough for you to see a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, for correction.
Okay. On a normal day for a young lady, the discharge, how is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to come with a smell? What should be the usual color of the discharge?
My
Not a
dear,
menstrual discharge. Don't
I know.
Yeah.
But first of all, anything that comes out of you is a discharge.
Okay.
Anything that comes out of you is a discharge. When you go to wee-wee, you are discharging urine. When the menses is flowing, you are discharging menstrual blood. The normal woman, what you have to experience is that during this is morning TV.
Right.
When you are playing romance,
Yes.
what you see as discharge, we call it cervical mucus, very slippery.
From the woman.
From the woman.
Okay.
It gives way for the man to enter freely or easy.
Okay.
That is discharge.
Okay.
That is a very normal discharge.
Okay.
When you are having your ovulation, you are supposed to see a certain kind of discharge. That discharge is also very normal.
Okay.
The discharge is supposed to be slippery, off-white, depending on how thick it is.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Some can have it more. When it's more, it gets into off-white, like gray. But it doesn't have any scent.
Any smell. Okay.
Or smell,
Okay.
odor, nothing.
Okay.
You just feel the viscosity in it. Okay. But apart from this and the urine and then the menses and then sweating, if we want to go far, any discharge that comes with color, it starts with white,
Okay.
creamy, yellowish. It's either caused by an infection or an irritation within the pelvic, which needs to be attended to.
Needs to be attended to. Wow.
Normally you hear, girls, young ladies saying, we think it's normal. No. Creamy discharge is never normal. Whitish discharge is never normal. I know most women, when they are bathing, they insert their fingers into their vagina and all that.
What for?
They call it, they are washing I don't know what they are washing. Yeah.
Okay.
But then that's what they do. But if you are a woman watching this program, you insert your fingers in your vagina and you see whitish substances, around, you have an infection.
Wow. And how about it doesn't come with a smell? How about it doesn't come with, any discomfort down there? You still do have an infection?
You still do have an infection.
Okay.
That place is not supposed to contain anything whitish for it to even, get around your fingers.
But should that area be always moist? Is that normal?
It's normal for the place to be moist.
Okay.
That's
wet. Is that normal?
Yeah, it's normal for the place, but that is the normal wetness of a woman.
Okay.
When you want to do something else like love making, then the wetness goes up.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
But in a bid to not try to stain your undergarments, maybe you would want to step out always the panty liner. Then maybe when you're menstruating, you can do your sanitary pad on any other of the product that you use. But on a normal day, it's like you're always moist down there, a little bit wet, and you don't want that to stain your undergarments. Can you always step out in the panty liner? Is that healthy?
It is healthy if it doesn't irritate your skin. It doesn't give you any irritation. Doesn't give you any burning.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. And depending on your activity level, if you walk a lot on the sun, it's advisable you do something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want us to look at the do's and don'ts when it comes to feminine hygiene, and I want us to look at them categorically, especially when you're saying that the menstrual stage is the very first point of the journey of womanhood. I want us to start with menses as a woman. Do's and don'ts. How am I supposed to take care of myself during my menstrual period?
During your menstrual period, once you see the blood coming, or you have a feeling, first of all, you should know the symptoms and the signs that gives you, because it's a hormonal thing. Your body is representing it. So your body tells you you are about to have your menses.
How about nothing prompts you? You wake up in the morning and boom, you stay in your bed.
You know,
is that okay?
It's not okay. Once you've had a first 1, 2, 3 experience, you should have an idea. If your menstrual cycle is 28, if it's 29, if it's 21, you should have an idea. So when it comes today, you should have an idea when it will come the next month. So even within your mind, you make preparations towards it. If you are, there are peculiar people who will not experience anything. Peculiar people, but most people do have signs and symptoms. So once you know the signs and symptoms, you start putting stuff in order. You get your pad. You know, that is when we are even going out, you put a pad in your
About the pad, it looks like there are lots of menstrual products on the market. Some use the tampons, some use the menstrual cup, and some will go in for the sanitary pads. From you as a gynecologist, which is the healthiest menstrual product a young lady or a woman should go for?
My dear, you should always go for what suits you.
In what way?
In a way that you don't get any irritations, you don't have any burns, you don't have any infections after using those products.
Okay.
You get it? If your choice is a sanitary pad, and even with the sanitary pad, there are lots of
brands on the
market,
right?
So you choose what makes you feel comfortable, not what will make you visit a doctor or call a doctor or go to a pharmacy shop after your menses. Anything that you do that irritates you, that gives you side effects, it's not good for you.
Right.
So from the first instance, maybe you will use it, but once you use it, a day, 2, 3, no, and so you start getting mishap and irritations. No.
So it's all about which one best suits me.
That's all.
Okay. So there's nothing like when I get my sanitary pad, there's something I need to look if it has in there or something. Once I use,
you should also know your flow. You should know your flow. You should know when the flow gets copious. You know, most menses start scanty, second day, boom. So you should know all this.
Okay.
You shouldn't say that, oh, my menses, you know, I'm doing my menses, so you just put in anything. You should know that the second day you can change like 3 times. Make provisions for that. Even if you are going to town. So the moment after 3-4 hours, you know that this can happen. Let me change it. You know, but most people, unfortunately, will go the whole day and then come back home and then they start getting burnings after the menses. They start getting irritations and then discharges, itching, and then you know.
So do I wait till the pad is all full up before I change?
No, you shouldn't wait till it is.
So usually in a day, how many times should I change?
Preferably, I will say twice. If your flow, depending on if it starts today, you can start with 1. By 12 midday, you know, you can check. Because you need to be checking. You don't need to wait till you feel that I'm feeling something before you go and check. You need to be checking. Then if it's good for you to change it, you change it. But don't let it get full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So after changing everything, I get home and then I take away my sanitary pad. I discard that. How am I in the bathroom? How am I supposed to, Because the perception many ladies have is that once your menstruation, it comes with a very stank, musty smell. So you need to use some stuff to make the place smell nice. You need to use some particular fragrant soap to make the place all clean, because you get it.
I understand you.
Educate us. How are we supposed
the
to
first thing that should come to mind is water.
Okay. What kind of water? Warm, cold, any water?
Warm water will do when you are within your menses. Warm water will do.
Wow. Any special any medical reason?
Because the menses itself comes with its own issues. The menses, the quality of the blood comes, so everything that touches that area, you are using a pad, it's a foreign material.
Right.
You understand? The blood is coming. Something is in the blood that the skin is not even used to. So once you change your pad, you would want to keep that place clean.
Yeah.
And hot water or warm water always does something good, even to sores. So once you something has gone on there's been an activity in there. Using warm water to wash your vulva, to wash your labia area, just the surface is good.
Maybe there are stains inside because that's where the blood is flowing out. So am I supposed to try washing?
It is not your business to check for stains inside. Do you check for stains inside when you wee?
No.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Well, that's like
yes. So with time, as you visit the loo to wee, anything left within the urethra, and they will come out. Okay. They will come out through your urine as you visit the washroom. They will come out. If you are lucky enough to have all your hormones working, no infection in there, at dawn you will feel a certain kind of freshness within your pelvic. You understand? That's the natural way that the vagina and all those things also clean themselves before you go to the bathroom.
Okay.
You get it?
So after using my warm water, washing the blood out of that place, I'm still in the bathroom. Am I supposed to use my sponge, my soap to bath?
Yes, use your sponge. Bath, normally how you bath, do it. But just that this time the attention of washing that place will be, the attention will be a bit up because so many things have happened in there. But bath your normal bathing. But then that area doesn't need strong scented, soaps, sprays, and all that. It's when you get the fundamental wrong, then you start using all of those things.
Okay.
Because if you start your menses well, you take your menstrual hygiene well. Every 2-3 hours, you check how the pad is. You wouldn't have irritations after that. For you to want to use a strong scented something over there. And in fact, when there is even odor on yourself, you will hear it. Come on, from your nose to this place, you will have a very nice smell of it. Yeah, for you to attend to yourself. But then don't use strong scented stuff because it's good to use them, but then it might irritate certain aspects of that area, the skin, the vulva, it will even irritate the pH, so that will in itself bring other infections to the area, and then if you don't take care, you'll be always dependent on using strong scented stuff.
Yeah.
So that means you are not going to be free.
Wow, because they are Dutches on the market, pre-packaged, mixed water mixture, and then vinegar, iodine, other stuff, baking soda, sold on the market that we tend to buy and then rinse, wash that place.
My dear, it's not good. I mean, I'm saying this in a very mild way, because sometimes it gets to you, the doctor, you understand, and you ask yourself, why will you do this to yourself?
Okay.
Do you really love yourself? Why are you doing it? And my dear, most young ladies start doing these things when they become sexually active.
Oh, rather.
Oh yeah. When then they want to look good, they want to smell good to whoever they have fallen in love with.
Isn't it the demand from the other partner, or is solely the decision?
What demand?
Maybe he's expecting that you smell a particular way, so it's kind of forcing you to.
I don't know.
I know Diego is staring at you.
But then I don't see why it's a demand from a man. I don't see why it should also be a demand from a man. In fact, because I always chastise the men that if you find out that your woman has any infection, I mean, make that conscious effort. Darling, go to the hospital, but go with her.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Because if you guys are sexually active, whatever she has in there, you have a piece of that.
We'll come to that. Whatever infection your woman has, you as a man, you have a piece of that. The phone lines are activated now. It's 0302-776-379. Whatever question you have concerning feminine hygiene. We've been joined in the studio by a gynecologist. He's Dr. Nana Darko Annan, and then we are having this conversation. So call us and then ask. We'll take minimum 3 calls and then we wrap up the segment. So start calling at 0302-776-379. Alternatively, you can send your questions or your thoughts, comments, suggestions via the WhatsApp numbers at the right hand side of the screen, and then we'll get into them as well and then read them out and then answer them as well. Back in SHS, I was told that when you are washing down there as a young lady, you're not supposed to squat, because once it's like the water splashes, it carries bacteria from the ground and then it goes all the way back into you. So you're supposed to stand and wash.
That is what you were told.
That is what I was told.
Okay.
The headmistresses back in senior high school, that is what they gathered with the young ladies and then told us that. But from you as a gynecologist, yes, this is your field. So.
What I will tell you is that any bathroom that 1 or 2 people go to we wash, they leave traces of infections.
Wow.
I've had an experience. A patient of mine went to a bathroom to squat and wee and came back with infections. So I think the reason why your headmistress did that was that to protect you from infections.
Okay. So do I need to do we still continue that standing while we wash the place?
Now you have the privilege to have your own bathroom. I mean, you can sit in your bathroom, and bathtub, and bath and do what you want to do to yourself. But I think specifically, like I did tell you about the experience of a patient I handled. Yeah. Because you are about 20, 30, young ladies using the same bathroom. You squat, you are weary. Something is being discharged down there. Those bacteria are microscopic. I mean, then you also squat to wee, they just jump between the two of you and all that.
Right. Okay. So still taking care of ourselves down there, bathing, doing menses and everything. You showed us the kind of water to use to wash the place, not inserting our fingers in there, because we have no business.
You have no business.
What we are trying to pull out. And the towel to use to clean. Do I go in for a wet towel or a very dry towel? How do I clean? Do I dab?
Mostly you want that place to be dry before you even dress.
Okay.
Mostly. So you need something dry, something clean. More not like the towel you use to clean yourself. If apart from that, if you can have another small towel like a face towel, you take your time and clean that place. Make sure the place is very dry before you start wearing your liner, your panty, or and then and all that. But you see, time factor. So from the bathroom in a hurry doing this, so you end up not even cleaning that place well, even though you've taken a bath and you are sitting in an air-conditioned room, air-conditioned car and all that. But then because you didn't have time to even clean the place well, you put on your liner or whatever you put on.
Okay.
There are stuff in
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are going out, heat, sweat will join what you had. But if the place is well dried, before the heat and stuff will come, there will be some easiness, in there before those irritations will invite themselves.
Okay. Should the pelvic area have a nice smell? Because I'm trying to figure out why we have the feminine hygiene products on the market, the ointments, the sprays, the soaps, and should they have a nice smell?
What is a nice smell?
Nice.
A nice smell, it's a smell that doesn't knock you down, that doesn't hit your nose, that doesn't tell you to turn your head. You get it? Growing up, our parents used to ask us, use lime in your armpits, in between your legs. My dear, I still advise people to do that.
The lime.
The lime. Use the lime on your body before you go and bath.
But what would that do?
It takes out smell.
And how is that different from maybe the products on the market that are also made to take out smell?
The lime won't give you any irritation unless you are allergic to it. It doesn't have any additive that will irritate you. And you are applying it to the skin.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
So it will take every odor out of there. And that's naturally the best way to start your bath therapy. Both men and women. There is no problem using all those things. But if you have an irritating skin, body system and all that, you don't need to do all that everybody is doing. Be specific with what your body wants, what your body needs, and stick to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a WhatsApp message from Esther from Kumasi. She says that, Doc, I usually have discharges almost every day without a smell, with a normal whitish color. I have experienced this for years. Is it normal?
No, it is not normal.
It's not normal.
It is not normal.
It doesn't have a smell.
But it is not normal. The pelvic area, let me mention the vagina. It's not supposed to be experiencing discharge every day. It's not supposed to be experiencing that. She needs to see a doctor. She needs to be tested for something.
But when the place is all moist up, maybe a little bit wet, it's like when you wear your undergarment and you take it off, you see some dot stains there. How is that different from the discharges?
Small dot in your panties.
Yes, it's like the place is moist, and when it's moist, it will kind of leave like.
If the place is moist, it won't leave any traces. It won't leave anything.
Oh, okay.
You will just feel that the liner.
Yeah, because once you put on the pint liner, definitely when you take
yes,
it up,
but then when you see spots at a particular area, it's not supposed to be.
Not. So
Esther has to see a doctor.
Yeah, she needs to see. If you see some spots within the liner, and the spots, you know, they form. They can form the Ghana map. They are stained. They are stained.
Okay.
A normal vaginal discharge, cervical mucus will not stain. Will not stain a liner, no.
Okay. This other message says that, hi dog, please, on my ovulation day, I saw a discharge with blood in it. Should I conduct a scan?
Yes and no. If she saw that, it would depend on the day she was having, you know, her ovulation, because ovulation is another topic for another day. Well, some women have ovulation a day after their menses, 2 days after their menses, 3 days. So maybe depending on how the flow was, maybe the place was not clear enough before the ovulation symptoms, you know, came about. So
the last message here says that some ladies get wet too often. Would that be considered abnormal? And how does one remedy if it's possible?
Getting wet too often it's too general.
Maybe you're always wet, like all the time.
If you are always wet, it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Always wet in what sense? Always seeing discharges, or always feeling that there is wet. You don't have to feel wetness every time. I mean, the vagina also has to relax.
Okay.
You understand? So you don't have to see wet. If there is always wetness, you are causing a harm to your urethra.
Okay.
You get it. So you need to see a doctor.
Okay, I need to wrap up here. Let's talk about the undergarments, emphatically panties, which is good for the woman. Cotton, net, which is appropriate.
I would say cotton.
Cotton, okay.
But then, with my experience with women in some of these things, it's always good to put on a liner if you know that your activity level in town is harsh. You walk a lot. I mean, you walk on the sun. Even if it's a corporate environment and you climb the stairs and you go up, I mean, just look for a liner that suits your skin, that suits your body system.
Okay.
Place it, you know, and wear your panty.
Okay.
For the panties, you can wear anything, provided it's quality.
Okay.
You know, it's the quality that makes it special.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as a lady, when you're going to sleep, what do you wear to sleep to keep the place okay?
To keep the place okay, I mean, sleeping pattern differs.
Okay.
Some people won't want to sleep, you know, naked. Okay. Others want to wear
a 90.
A 90, the one in shorts, and you know. So anything that makes you feel comfortable, you know, It's just that after whatever you do in bed, you clean yourself well before you go to sleep. That's all.
Okay. Because of time, I need to wrap up here. Doc, your last words. My
last words is that the men should have patience with the women when they are sick within the pelvic. And like I said, any infection within a woman's pelvic, once you are the husband, the boyfriend, the whatever, you should know that you also have a piece of that infection. So if you really love the lady, when she's going to the hospital, go with her so that both of you will be treated.
Okay. If one also wants to find family life homeopathy clinic inside Tema, how do we reach you, your contact details and all of that?
You can call me on 0244 655 824. 0244 655 824.
And a quick happy birthday to your mother. You can go.
Yeah. Today,
okay.
Today is my mother's birthday. Grace Ampia of Danwell Methodist. today is her birthday. Thank
Happy
you
birthday to mommy.
for giving birth to a stubborn child like me.
A stubborn child who has been in our studios to educate us on feminine hygiene. We are so grateful to you. And some other time, we'll just appreciate that we have you again.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is how we wrap up on today's segment. Stay alive with me, Stephanie Ejojina Manyana. We're going to take a quick 10, and then when we come back, William Diego Parker Bailey will be on talking about financial independence. We'll be back.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pro Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
Alright, so welcome back from break. It's still Healthy Money Live on Hstv. My name is William Diego Parker Benny. Just gone by was a conversation about keeping your pelvic area clean with Dr. Nana Dakun and with my co-host Stephanie Ejojina. And I'm sure the ladies out there, you've learned a lot about how to stay safe with our pelvic area there, and then also maintain it as well, even when you're not even in a relationship. Okay, it's very key. All right, so it's time for us to focus our lens on a very pertinent concern regarding finance. So after the hit of COVID, even government and every single human being keeps complaining about hardship. But how do you become financially independent? Is it possible at all, or is it a myth? Well, that conversation is going to be had, and I have my very honorable guest. Let me tell you about who she is. She's an investment banker with over 9 years experience and in-depth understanding of investment banking, scope, in Ghana and beyond. Her key expertise is in the area of investment risk and liquidity management, research, and business development. She is currently the business development manager for Fidelity Securities Limited. Prior to joining Fidelity Securities Limited, she was a portfolio manager with the Republic Investment Ghana Limited. She holds MBA Finance from the Pentecost University, BSc Business Administration from the Access University, a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. She's also licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and is an investment representative. She writes, features prestigious newspapers and online portals like the Business and Financial Times. And guess what? She's also an author. She has authored 4 books so far: Stepping Up Your Life, Start Right, A Guide to Financial Investment in Ghana, Contemporary Parenting, Overcoming Infertility, What to Do When Children Delays are some of the top books she's written so far. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sophia Kafuite. She's going to be my guest for today. She's been here before. Then we're talking about investment. And she made some key revelations about even when it comes to when you get your salary, how to invest. You give us a 10, 20, 70 rule. Yeah, so 10 for tight, 20 for investment, and then the 70 you can spend. Yeah. All right, awesome. So today we'll talk about financial independence. What does financial independence even mean?
Okay, thank you very much, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. So, financial independence is a state you get to where you don't really have to actively work to make money, to take care of yourself and your dependents.
Okay.
Most of the time, people see it as you having a particular amount of money in your account that gives you the space to buy anything you want without restrictions. So that's the state of being financially independent. Sometimes financial independence is different for different people.
Okay.
What will give you financial independence may not be what will give another person.
It's relative.
It's relative. It depends on people's tastes, preferences, and even their immediate environment, who their friends are, people within their cycle.
Okay.
So for me, I think that to be financially independent, have your own goals so that you don't keep chasing the wind. So maybe if your target is maybe $1 million or 1 million Ghana cedis is your target for to call yourself financially independent person, then you have to start working at it. So once you have that target, then you are working towards it, and once you hit it,
I'm sure you heard about man being insatiable.
Oh yes.
Essentially meaning that you can never be content with whatever you have. You always want more.
Yes, that is
so true. At the point where, let's say I have $1 million in my bank account, I feel like, okay, yeah, that's one achievement I've achieved. I should look out for another $1 million into it to make it 2 million. And would there be a point that one can say, yes, I'm off, I don't need extra?
For that, is sometimes financial independence has to do with just the financial aspect, but there are other things. Now, after being financially independent, next thing some people are looking for is to be recognized as such. So they start engaging in activities.
Forbes magazine.
Yes, doing activities that will make them look influential, maybe donations, setting up businesses and all that. So yes, that's what the financial independence is. It's a state that you have to set that target for yourself, or else you keep chasing the wind and you never feel fulfilled.
Okay.
But after financial independence, there are other aspects of life that people who are financially independent want. Then people pick up the nomination form to become maybe parliamentarians or become politicians. People want to become presidents. People want to become leaders in their neighborhood. Like when they mention their name, they want some kind of honor or something to come
like
around.
Like minister, he says, you know who I am. He's achieved a lot, so he can tell you that don't call him competent. He's achieved more. That's just by the way.
Yeah.
What's the key thing is, what measures or actions do one take to become financially independent?
Very good question. So I feel like financial independence is like a destination. There are so many. Every destination has its own routes that you can. If you want to go to Kumasi, you can decide to go by air, by road. If you want to walk to,
I doubt.
if you want to ride bicycle, you want to use motor. They all have different times that, I mean, if you are doing flight, is it 40 minutes or
maximum 45?
Maximum 45 minutes. If you are doing road, depending on the car you are using, the traffic, maybe 3-4 hours or even 5.
It depends on the car.
Yes,
and then your speed limit.
And all that. So, I mean, there are so many things you have to do to become financially independent. You have to choose some routes. For a lot of people that we can confidently say that they are financially independent, so you hear the likes of, they are popular business people. So maybe Dangote or some Ghana,
Some
Ibrahim,
Jonah.
some Jonah, and some people.
Yeah.
Yes, because they are not just employees. So there are so many things you can do to be financially independent. You need to first of all invest in something. So it could be business, it could be real estate, it could be something.
So at all costs, there should be some sort of
So investment, yes. The most important one is financial investment, because there are a lot of people who have a lot of money, but they can't convert the money to cash. So if they need something,
explain that part.
So you have maybe 10 houses in airport residential area or airport hills, and at the moment, if you want to sell, no one is having the money immediately to buy.
Okay.
Or you may have to sell and stagger the payments for the person, even that you are not so guaranteed of the last tranche. You understand?
Yeah.
So people who are financially independent should have a combination of liquid assets. When I mean liquid assets, is asset that you can get it within today or a week. Because if it's in a bank account, when you go, they'll pay you. If it's in an investment, like you can, if it's not even matured or something, you can terminate and still get your money within a week or less. If it's in a collective investment scheme, that one is as good as cash. You can have it within a few days. So
after the investment, how do you then convert that to becoming stable?
They have a business that is working, that is generating income for them. So their physical presence is not needed for them to make money. So they are either the sole shareholder of a business, a physical business, or they may possibly buy a stake in a company that is doing well. So if the company pays dividends, they get the dividend. Senior position at some level, you are entitled to maybe there are a lot of investments. We can do a normal fixed deposit. That one, the returns is very low, because you always come in, you want to take some. The bank cannot plan with that's your money.